How you lot feeling though?
Yeah, man. Feeling good.
Sort on.
Yeah, man. 3 points.
Could be better.
Every time United get 3 points, I come here good.
Do you know them ones where I can relate?
Yeah,
I can relate.
What's that?
It must be good to be
2 wins, 2 clean
on the
sheets.
winning board now.
I was saying though, look, we're here. It's another wonderful evening with the man them, the back pages. Firstly, before we fully get into it, hold my hands up. I have to admit it. I made a boo-boo. My statistical evidence had gotten against me. That Champions League victory for Liverpool, it was not James Milner that had triumphed statistics. But I'm still adamant that there was something that James Milner was told. I just didn't obviously back my evidence down. I'm still confident. I would never make it up. It's a stat that I saw.
Where did you see it though? That's what I want to know. Where did you get that stat from?
Google.
You know, Google was one of those ones where
Like
you
it was
might
an
see on
actual.
Sky or
Nah, it was
something,
some. Bro, it wasn't on some X-ray hitting on the wrong. I saw what I saw, and I'm not gonna make it up. But it doesn't go away from what I'm saying. James Milner is a great individual.
so you still stand by that?
I'm always gonna stand by that.
But I can't
I'm sitting
lie,
down
though.
now, but I'm standing by it.
The fact that you're here coming to apologise, Shanks has had you on road.
Do you know what? And you know what? I shouldn't accept it as well.
listen.
I've apologised to the people, not to him. I've apologised to the people because he still owes you an apology. Lingard, we have no evidence here, you
I
know.
don't bring out the evidence. It's just a bit mad. It's a bit long.
No
you know.
evidence.
How many
See my
videos do I have to
España.
go search?
Look at that.
But I know it is there.
You know it's
Whether
there, and we're
next week-
still
admit
week
defeat.
in, week
Just
out,
admit
not getting
defeat.
Whether
nothing.
it's next week
If
or the
you
week
can't find
after.
the evidence, then admit defeat.
I'm telling you guys, if it's next week or the week after, I will find.
Every week we come to
And
this
you
podcast,
apologise.
yeah, we're gonna ask
You
you.
apologise.
Every week we come to this podcast, we're gonna ask
Personally,
you.
listen, Jerry, you just worry about not slipping up like these. Man. That's what I'm saying. Don't slip up like
But
these.
personally, I think the person that you're going to catch out is Kwame. I don't think it's going to be me.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Cause I know Kwame. Kwame likes to when it's banner for United, he likes to even though he likes to stir up the
He'll
pot.
buy it.
Yeah,
You know
he'll
what
buy
I'm
it.
saying? Go and check your track record. If you need to delete tweets. Listen, you don't let us catch you. I'm telling you. Right, do what you need to do.
Well, the beautiful thing is we're here, and to set things off, I'm kind of curious to know how everyone feels with this one question and one question only. Is Thomas Tuchel the best manager at the moment? In the world, by the way, let me specify that. Is he the best manager in the world at the moment?
No,
Who is?
no, you can't be.
Then who is?
Guardiola.
Is there?
Guardiola.
Well, he beat Guardiola twice.
That's fine.
And he won the Champions League en route to beating him.
That's fine. But that's just this year.
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's what I'm basing it on. I'm
Okay,
just
if
basing it on
it's-
this year, the last year. I'm not basing it on.
And the
I'm
question
not
is
basing it
related
on
to
the whole.
I mean,
It's
can
true.
someone bring up his
What CV?
Trophy cabinet.
CV?
or
Yeah.
CV.
Yeah.
What, Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah.
I mean, what? One Champions League,
Super Cup.
Super Cup.
I know
Did he even get a Bundesliga? I'm not.
think he won anything with
No, he has no. Everywhere he's gone, there has been success. But I need to just remember
I'll give it to you. He's on the Bible.
what he's won.
Cool.
Well, Sam, where do you
senior
stand
level,
on this?
At senior level, just to
Right,
clarify
go on.
before you land, at senior level, managing Dortmund, he won the cup, the German cup. With PSG, he won the league back to back, French Cup, and the French League Cup, and I believe the French Super Cup. He was also the runners-up in the Champions League final
That's against Bayern Munich, right?
against Bayern, which is amazing because in the season after, he came to Chelsea, won the Champions League, won the UEFA Super Cup, and then was runners-up to the FA Cup. So he's done his thing. He's definitely
Let's be
On current form, I'll give it to him.
on current form. I have to agree with Jerry
I'll give
he's
it
a red. If this was Pez, he's on red. 100%.
because it's like one of those things. Then it's like as a manager, unless obviously he has to go and win the league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is he the?
Who is?
He's the
If
best
he's not, who
manager
is?
now.
Right now, if he's not, who is?
Obviously, right now, I think it's gonna be Pep. It's gonna be Pep. It has to be
I
Pep.
thought that was Pep.
It has to be Pep.
Why?
He just won the league.
Because if we look at, do you know what it is with Pep? It's that thing with when we look at Pep's team. Even last season, when we looked at Pep's team, the Man City team wasn't looking great. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Man City are not going to do well." Remember, I think they were like, 14th.
Yeah,
Or
at one
something,
point.
somewhere anyway. And he went to go and win, I think, about 8 games in a row on the trot. No
might
one,
be more, bro.
no, even
That's
more.
right.
So
More,
you look at that, and then he come to win the league. So if a man, to a degree, has won the league with a less talented team, that's one's expecting, you know, Pep to have the superstars and all of that, and he's done it with man that, you know, that we're not expecting him to win the league with. That counts for something. Because if we're now saying Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager ever, and we're basing it on
Facts.
on the teams that he's had, even with the lesser teams, and he's won the league somehow, he's won something, then you're gonna have to give the same dues to Pep. But Tuchel, I think he's getting there. If he can win a league and something, then I think that
If he wins the Prem, then
If he wins the Prems, he might have a say in that
I'm
Pep
just-
argument.
I'm just deep in it. Pep won the Prem last season. I saw he got to 2 finals as well.
okay, I lost.
He lost
Lost
both.
the
He lost
both
both of them. He lost both of them. But I mean, it's still something. Getting
Then
to
that means
position.
what we're gonna say to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer then if he
No. But he
can't
didn't
be
win
doing-
anything. No. Wait. No. Listen to what I'm saying. He won the Prem, which is a big fish. Is bruv probably requires the most consistency and is pretty much the biggest test of how you are. Competition football is still competition football. Obviously, Champions League is hard, but it's competition football. Anything can literally happen. But we just lost to young boys. Do you know what I mean? So, why are we always losing to young boys though? But anyway.
Anyway.
But yeah, nah, man. I still think Guardiola. But if Thing wins the Prem like this season, then
Yeah.
It's looking likely as well as the season's coming. It's looking like a Klopp and Tuchel battle, in my humble opinion. But I still back United because they're not far away. I still feel there is some way the league could come home to Old Trafford. And obviously it's difficult to consider Ollie as one of those managers simply because he's not achieved anything whilst being at United. But the things he's done for United is a lot of progressions, a lot of positives that now the fans are kind of giving somewhat credit for until he now does the right thing, which is bring the trophy home, do the full-on business. You've been here long enough. We've done this whole steady business. Yes, safe. Now let's win, because you have managers who are more direct, managers who are on it, and people like Tuchel, where a question like that is put out there, he's not even been doing it for that long. But the time that he has been managing for and the clubs he's been at, in all fairness, the only club where you should be expecting to win is obviously PSG. And now with the way Chelsea's set up, same thing. You can still flop, you can still mess up, you can still struggle. But the way he is as a manager, he's not really. So it's hard. I can't say that my way of saying this is okay. Tuchel is the best. I think he's one of the current best consistent managers, and he deserves his flowers for now if he keeps these results coming in, like the way he's managing these particular teams. If he now gets his time with Chelsea, because Chelsea obviously they've only really been good under maybe Mourinho, and I can't think of any other.
Conte
manager.
as well. The one that league under Conte.
But, yeah, and Conte, but that was short lived. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
So was Mourinho's. Well,
Again.
his second half of his second spell out there was short lived.
Cool. And then with now Tuchel, because that's how they run. They don't need a manager for too long. It's come in, do the business, and go.
But now this is where Chelsea will mess up the bag, because now if you now, let's say they don't go on a decent run, or they might have a poor season.
Yeah.
It's like if you sack him, who are you gonna go and get?
They'll find someone. That's how they
but
move, though.
The only
That's how
person,
they move.
the only
Lampard
person
back.
that they're gonna go and get is either someone that has been a manager before.
They'll go
They've
get
done it
Conte.
with
They'll
Mourinho.
probably get Conte.
Conte again
will
to
do.
get it. But I think Tuchel is a perfect fit for this Chelsea team. I think that he demands so much from his players.
And not only that, he can tell he's tactically aware.
yeah.
Very,
You can tell.
very. I respect it.
You lot should have watched the documentary thing that I put in the group. I watched that.
What was it saying?
It's really good. Like it's really.
For those that
you
don't
can-
know, what was
yeah.
the documentary?
It was literally just the question that we're asking now. Is he the best manager in the world?
Okay.
And they're basically going through his journey. So I think he, in a way,
Same as Klopp.
him and Klopp's
Come up.
come up are similar
Yeah.
kind of thing. He also said that how he was rating what's his name, Pep. Like Pep's coaching
Philosophy
style and
that, yeah.
all of that. So I think he's taken a bit of coaching styles from everyone, but also made some of his own tactics his own as well. So one thing that I saw and was that he demands a lot from his players, and that can kind of rub up the club the wrong way. So I think even with Dortmund, the chairman said he's a fantastic manager, but in terms of personality, it can be a bit of a sticky one. So you know these kind of great managers, it's either
Marmite, they're like Marmite.
yeah,
Love them.
or you don't.
Yeah.
It's either, and I think it's one of those players that for players it's either you're gonna listen to your manager to get the best out of you, or you're one of those players that just wants to get their P's, train half-hearted, have a good game here and there, and expect the manager to be okay with it. But whereas Tuchel, he wants the excellence from goalkeeper to right back to whoever's coming on that pitch to play. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I think that he's the perfect fit for Chelsea. And I think that all it is that if those Chelsea boys demand excellence, then they have the right manager, because you have Thiago Silva, you have...
Do you know what's funny? I thought he would have been a perfect manager for Arsenal before he went Chelsea.
Do you know why? Because they don't have the drive.
Damn.
They don't have the drive.
This is why I've been saying for a long time that Arsenal don't need a manager unless that manager's going to get them going. The players need the manager to help them proceed properly, because whatever manager they have now, I don't know, I don't recognise Mikel right now. He's not there. Whatever manager they have right now, he's not visible, and it shows, because these little 1-0 victories don't mean nothing, because we're going to get into certain games and we're going to suffer. See, when you have managers like Thomas, Jurgen, Pep, the level of what they demand, you can kind of recognise as well that they, one, know their players, know their qualities, and recognise when weaknesses occur, how to adjust to it to an extent.
But can't the manager go out and get his own players?
Well, this is where the problem at Arsenal are in, where we don't know the circumstances of them wanting, not management wanting the players that they actually want, and how well they actually are managing the players directly, because when you see them week in, week out performance-wise, it's pathetic.
And that's true, because, like, obviously, Mikel Arteta is a new manager. So my thing is now, what players do you want that you think will respect you enough to come to Arsenal?
What players are going to look at Arsenal
not
and
even
think they
but
want
you
to
get
go
what
to
I'm
be...
trying to say.
What players are going to think, I want Arteta as my manager?
Because the only person that he's doing that with is Jack.
I feel like
That's why.
And look at the rumours now.
Yeah.
Look at the rumours now. That we were just talking about Jack, and then we're hearing he might be going
lower league or lower teams below you.
I feel like it's the approach as well, because what players want to come to United and play on the Oli at the same time. But I feel like the history of the club should sell it.
But do you know how many men turned down United when we was on our bad patch?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But that with time means obviously you gotta give them a chance. And I think that there's something about Oli that we don't see enough.
Okay, let me tell you what you don't see. Because let me tell you what you man don't see. Yeah. Because clearly what I see is, even if we are gonna get players or important players, there's only one man that still passes these transfers past the line. And that's Sir Alex Ferguson. Cool. I believe that, you might, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might be like, we want this player, but I know for a fact, he's going to Daddy. Daddy, can you help me? Can you help me?
This is what I want.
Daddy, this is what I want. Like a rich, spoiled kid. Daddy, this is the card that I want. Can you go and chat to my man? That's what it is.
You know what? I vouch that, because it's like, you know, the club's being managed by Oli. Everyone knew of Oli as a player. And
what, you thought that?
What, Ronaldo's going to come there?
I was just about to say that. What, you thought that Ronaldo, that it was going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be on the phone and say, Ronaldo, what are you doing? No, Ronaldo looked at his phone like this and said, oh yeah.
No, picked up that call, man.
Because Daddy called. Daddy called him and said, oh yeah, it's time to come home, son. Get it?
I guess.
So
cool. So beautifully enough, I'm gonna look into you guys' eyes, not too much, but ask you this with hopefully the conviction you have to tell me one thing. I'm just intrigued to know. Now, we all love football, right? Football is in our bodies, in our hearts, to the point where I won't go as far as saying we die for it, but you know, but there's some elements of it that we feel obviously they could always improve, or maybe we'd like to see something that we've never seen before, or we'd be intrigued to know if that happened. So what I'm looking to understand is, what do you feel with football if we had a different sense of sport strategies? So, for example, if we had things that other sports had done or were doing, and football implementing it. Give an example. So, coach tactics that are on field, and we recognise that it's happening, and players actually visibly showing it. Or even more specific, a captain of the team is speaking with management, and they're orchestrating things that they want to go down. So it's like you know how you're playing the field. So it's like, for example, like a playbook. So we all know.
So you're like American football. So like,
you know, you have your playbook, you have your strategies. You know how everything you do is through your preparation. But throughout the game, there's still
like how basketball has timeout. Timeout. Okay,
you see like American football. You see how American football is. So obviously, when we're looking for these topics, obviously I'll send in Chins, topics that we can potentially speak about. Yeah. So someone, shout out Mark, who sent me a link through on our back page, iMessage, DM. So someone's basically saying that American football is basically more technical than football. Yeah. Because obviously, you know how they have the
more technically
advanced, and obviously because
I can agree with that.
And because obviously, you know how American football is very stop and start-ish. Yeah. And there's a lot of playbooks, a lot of routes. Yeah. And stuff like that. So obviously you need to talk to a quarterback, because that's the person who's
gonna do the
orchestrating the offense and whatever. So I don't really necessarily think that football needs that. I think that they have a lot of time within the week, because again, when I was playing, let's say academy level, like when you're from Monday to Friday, you're training. By the Friday afternoon, if you have a game, you're coming to sit down and talk about your tactics and look at games where you might have gone wrong and whatever. Talk about who might be starting and what we're going to be doing for the next day. On the same game day, you're going to have the same instructions laid out to you. I don't think that we need an earpiece for someone to be speaking to them directly. I think that would be very off-putting. I think that if you're running and you're just hearing someone chatting a bag of nonsense in your ear, I think that's gonna just, you didn't tell this person to shut up, or maybe throw away your mic.
I wouldn't interfere with that one. Obviously, I think that's where you would have respectfully the testing and understand that, okay, let's avoid those possible situations.
What do you think, that we need the mic?
Not to say that I feel like we need it, but you know what? I'm just an open book nowadays. In this current generation of football, I wouldn't necessarily, like, you know what? Because I enjoy watching the other sports. I love seeing that, like in football when players are mic'd up, because that happens in American NBA, and it felt like that to me is entertaining.
When you said mic, I thought you meant mic as in the player's got a mic and the coach is speaking to that player. But when you say mic, you're saying, yes. Are you saying?
But I'm also
commentary. I know what you're talking about. Yes. You're talking about.
No, I said both.
Oh, you're talking about like mic'd up. So
I'm talking about both. I'm talking about both. Okay, I'm talking about in terms of the first part. Yes, that's because I've double questioned.
Oh, okay.
Because the first part, 100% is like look it from a coaching type. Like what it is to kind of be more specific. Is you have your leader on the field who is encouraging the game management and intellectual side of football from the coaching experts and everyone's opinion as well. So we all as a team can either work together throughout the 90 minutes of football to see what might need to happen. So for example, the manager sees what he sees, but the players see what they see. The manager can't see what the players see, but whatever he sees, again, football's amazing for so many reasons, because we watch it from a TV perspective or live in the stands, and you're gonna always rah this and rah that, and not understand why. Okay, why did the manager do this or why did you do that? So I might understand it. Whereas the manager's looking at it like, okay, 60 minutes in, Danny Welbeck, do I need him on? More play hasn't bagged.
Do you want the manager mic'd up as well, so we can hear as Like,
I'm not suggesting this as the conversation where we need to hear it.
I wouldn't mind that though.
But because
NBA's got that.
Go on, sorry.
Do you know what? Yeah, from an entertainment stance, yeah, I would like that. Because like even watching some of these like Sunday League stuff, yeah, and they mic up their keepers and stuff like that, it's good. But in terms of like tactical and stuff like that, I don't think like we need that. There's a reason why football is the most followed sport, and I think like that's because it's free. Like there's not too much regulation. Anyone can sit down and watch football and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I only watch NFL once a year, and that's Super Bowl, because it's so complicated and it's just it doesn't flow. Like literally every second is like something is going on.
Yeah, it's facts.
So I still like that freedom in football, but if it's from an entertainment like kind of standpoint, whatever, like just hearing like what these guys are saying or whatever, like I like that. Like even sometimes I think like during the week, some of these matches like Sky Sports, they show it from like a player's angle kind of thing. So it's literally like at player level,
like
and
player
you can see, like a player cam, and you can see, and it's different. Like when you experience the game from that point of view, kind of thing. So something like that, I wouldn't mind. But in terms of tactics and stuff like that, we don't need that. There's too much regulation in football recently, man.
Just to even piggyback off what you said, and even kind of now that you said the question properly and whatever, I understand it. I think from the coach's side, like I'm still saying, I think it would be very annoying to talk to one person.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Whatever. I think from a point of when you're mic'd up, I think that means every player should be mic'd up so you can hear how they're communicating to each other. And I think in terms of maybe like halftime tactics, I think that should be a thing where you're allowed to record inside, but you can only show your tactics after the game's done. If you get what I'm trying to say, so people can kind of see how you've been speaking and how. Cause I think that if it's a way where people can see it live and direct live, I think there could be a way for the other team to understand. Yeah. So I think if you can do it in a way where after the game, then you can now see their tactics or what's been said, or just like how we see when Tottenham did their all or nothing kind of thing. And then you saw Mourinho talking about who was playing that they were talking about but scored. Can't remember what game it was, but I remember that Mourinho was talking about a specific player and they were telling them, follow this person or this person will score, and the person scored. So I think it's those kind of things.
I think it was even Pogba that he was talking
about.
Yeah, it was Pogba. Yeah.
Okay then, so look at even that. So I think piggyback off what Shegs is saying, I agree. I think that football does need to move with the times. I think that even like the way when they you know how like NBA and NFL, they might interview the players right after the game, or they'll finish to wait for them to have their shower and then come into the locker room.
Yeah.
I think I think that the media need to build a strong relationship with players for that to happen. Because I think that in America, I feel like the media has built a decent enough of a relationship with certain players to be allowed in the changing room to ask questions and get a proper honest opinion.
That's what we don't do. So that we don't do for whatever possible reason that is. But again, obviously, when they get the chance to speak to players after the game, you know how hard it is for certain players aren't so always comfortable to speak. But if they are, obviously, you get that, and those journalists have had built relationships with.
To be fair, I think because that's in like NFL's or NBA's contracts, so they have to talk to the players.
They can't not ignore them.
So I think.
Speaking on that, which actually is part of the same question, but I'm gonna now separate it and hear all three of you's opinion. There's gonna be a yes, no, and you're gonna tell me why. What do you guys feel if some point in the near future, hopefully tomorrow, that we actually had an all-stars football? And I mean a yearly event where Europe's best players came together on a club perspective, played in, and it was like, okay, this team and that team.
What NBA do?
Yeah, MLS do it as well. I think they always play is it Atletico Madrid?
Why Atletico?
Yeah, MLS they do that.
I think for the past like few years they played at Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
So the best players in MLS
play Atletico.
All come together to play Atletico.
Yeah, they even have like
It
an
sounds mad as
all-star
you
kind of
describe
thing as well, event like
Yeah.
kind of thing where they do challenges and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. All-star weekend.
Do you know, I would like it, man. I feel like
It'd be amazing.
imagine like the best, I don't know, the best players, best 11, whatever from the Prem versus best 11 versus Serie A from all of this. I feel like that would be sick. Like it's just entertainment wise, and I feel like
As I
that's
said,
what I'm
no,
saying.
tournament, that's too much.
No. Stick to the format. A yearly weekend event, all-star football, and it's it's
tournament.
and it's no because you do it on said locations where it could be okay. Let's set it off. If it happens, I'm the creator. I'm the founder.
Wait,
set it off and
someone's
when.
really come
Just a
with
quick question.
this
Just a
idea,
quick
trust me.
question. Wait, are you doing it from like the best? Let's say if we was doing it, we're saying the best players from the best teams from England, Italy, France, and Spain. You can do a tournament on a weekend quickly.
You can do a quick one.
I'm not saying
quick
you
one.
can't.
Let's just say.
I can't. What are you
Big
saying,
J.
John?
Who picks the team?
Nah, this is the
now-
problem. This is the problem. But I have the answer.
No, I know
Sammy,
you
Sammy,
can.
you go.
It can be between the players
Bang.
and coaches.
Cool. And now my match is
Players
that
and coaches.
players or coaches or the fans, because I don't want FIFA or UEFA to get involved.
Fans.
No, but
I
you
feel
see
like
the
a fan
thing.
thing.
There'll
The
be
fan
bare
thing,
jinnels.
yeah, it's gonna be
No,
jinnels.
but still,
Yeah,
nah,
the
I
fan
don't feel
thing's
like
gonna
he
be
can.
jinnels.
Bare jinnels.
No, so I'll tell you why.
Newcastle fans will ride out for one gun and then he'll be in the
but at the same
all-star
time, you're
team.
forgetting you're playing against. If you know, you're representing, you're playing GP or whatever, and you want to play against the guys from Italy, Serie A, whatever. You're not gonna go and pick guys from Newcastle just because you're a Newcastle fan.
Fans are fickle, you know.
Fans
You're
are
very
exactly.
fans.
It's true, though. It's
Exactly.
true to an extent. It is
Fans
true.
So then we go back to the prior.
And
Then
then, yeah, we can
players
test it
and
out, man,
coaches.
to see
Players
what
and
it
coaches.
says.
I think players and coaches.
Yeah, players and coaches.
I'd be down for it.
Because I think that players will be honest
match
enough.
I can't lie, yeah. You know, with that, yeah, would you also make them do challenges like they do in NBA?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they do like the best free,
Yes.
free
Yeah.
throw.
I
Like
want
that
to
free
see.
kick.
I want
I
to see
wanna
the
see
fastest
that.
players.
I
I
wanna
want
see
to
Yeah,
see
who's the
players.
fastest?
I want
Who's
to
got the
see
best
who's
free
got
kick?
Yes.
the most skills. I want
best
to see.
accuracy
Yeah.
Bruv, I want
accuracy.
to see
Yeah.
certain things. Yeah, bruv.
Like-
It's entertainment. It's
Crossbar
in front of the
challenge.
fans.
Yeah, crossbar challenge. Like
Yeah,
10 times
bruv.
in a row.
Crossbar challenge from 60 yards.
Oh, that'll be cold, you know.
Bruv. And I know certain men that actually do it. What you think? I've been waiting for a player to demonstrate Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso can kick a ball from 100 feet.
But you know what it is?
He's the
You know why that
different
won't
player.
happen?
Edison can do
It's
that.
because we're in a country that's too modest. They don't want to be out there. They don't want to. Because even like if we're looking at even like America, even
Flashy.
down to like youth level, like college, like it's such a spectacle.
Yeah.
Like when you go to like college, like their sports,
It's a big
done
match.
on TV.
Yeah.
Even down when you go to secondary school, they're ranking. You get ranked.
Yeah.
Here,
Sick, by the way.
here you don't get ranked. You don't. There's no TV spectacle unless you're playing for academy and all of
even
those
though-
things.
Yeah. I'm definitely up for it. I want to see it and would love for it to happen. Like I said, if they agree to publicize and say it's happening from tomorrow, start next year, bang, I'm there. Fine.
Only thing is the fixture list.
minor.
It's really long as it is. You want to now extend it.
No, but it would be a weekend event after the
that's the thing.
season. It would be simple. It would just depend on how they manage it, because again, it would have to depend on the year it falls for, like say the World Cup.
You know what? Scrap League Cup.
That's it.
Bad. Facts.
It's true, you know.
Facts. That's
just a
actually
weekend
facts.
to take the
And that's another thing I want us to talk about, maybe on another topic or whatever, yeah. Has the FA Cup lost its...
Oh yeah, no, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
already got my answer, and yeah, 100%.
Because you know
another
how...
one.
Because you know how...
The prestige it used to have back in the day was mad.
Winning FA Cup is
But now it's
a big thing, but
yeah,
now it's like
like-
winning
it's the
Carling Cup.
biggest
Yeah.
cup in the
It's
country,
crazy. But
apart
that's-
from the Premier
But that'll be
League.
another topic anyway.
Yeah.
But I just thought, yeah, that's now when
Bro,
Jerry
Klopp,
said,
Klopp and that don't even respect it no more like that. But yeah, another topic.
yeah, FA Cup was but when Jerry said Carling Cup, it just sparked something in my head.
I feel like Sammy's gonna get on to me with the next thing I'm about to say, because again, he's watching my movements, he's clocking certain things, and obviously you two are gonna back him in this situation, because it's even a bit sus. I can't lie, but look, I can't help myself when I notice something about our team, especially United. I like to talk about it. So that being said, what are you saying? Are you lot consistent or no?
Are we consistent?
Is Ollie out? No, Jerry.
Have you seen our away records?
Talk to me. What's it saying?
No, it's good. No, it's
What
good.
was the Invincibles? How many games?
We're past them.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
past them.
Consistent. Are we consistent?
I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, no,
I'm asking.
Okay,
You're
away.
asking me with what I'm asking
no,
you.
what
You
is-
could just say yes.
No.
I don't like petty. I don't. What you need to understand, I'm a Peckham man. I don't like petty. You give me petty, we'll fight tomorrow. Okay? Because I need to eat first. I'm not ready to eat now, so we'll fight tomorrow.
Wow.
No, like we're consistent away, but you know what is tricking it? Yeah, is that
Our performances are
exactly.
Our performances are definitely inconsistent.
Our performance.
Do you blame? Do you kind of recognize why that's
Yes.
the case? Do you see the
Yes.
problem as fans?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It's true. It's true.
Sam went straight to the point.
It's true.
No,
100%.
no,
100%.
You agree? Okay, let me tell you.
Anybody out?
I'm
I'm Ollie
I've been
out.
Ollie out.
Are you
from
Ollie
day
out?
one.
Been Ollie out.
But
I'm not asking you. I know you are.
I've been
Ollie out.
I know
I've
this
been
guy's
Ollie
already out to
I've
the
been
point where
Ollie
he
out.
probably has a post on his wall.
No, Ollie out,
I've been
yeah.
Ollie out, but I'm just
he's
saying-
lowered. He's lowered my out a bit.
No, not me.
no,
No,
no.
I was Ollie out.
I'm Ollie out. I'm Ollie out.
You had the banner
Do you know
out.
what?
Look,
Now I'm like, alright, cool.
you know what my issue is? Like, let me tell you now my issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now. Because now the team is
It's
actually
sick.
cold.
Yeah.
The team is actually
Yeah.
cold now that you don't have to do certain things because you think that the defenders can't protect or do their job. Now we've got two men that can do their job.
Yeah. Then why are you doing two holdings?
Oh, you see,
Doesn't
it's
make
Scott
sense.
McTominay and Fred link up.
Yeah.
It
He
needs
loves
to,
it. Why does he love it?
You see that
loves it
bondage?
so much.
It needs to be burnt.
Bro, McTominay
loves
just
it.
came back from injury.
Yeah, that's mad.
Straight to the starting lineup.
That's mad.
Jerry,
Bro,
how is that possible?
that's a mad bondage.
It's another
don't
player
know
that I
what
have
it
to
is.
hope that
No,
he comes
how is
out
that-
here
Bro.
free Van der
Van der
Beek.
Beek is there chilling.
Free
Bro, Van der Beek.
Like, this ain't
Free
right.
him.
This
No,
ain't
but,
right.
and this is my problem as well. And it's like West Ham. Why are we sitting back against West Ham? Why do we have two holding man?
That first 20 odd minutes. Or
now
so,
you can literally-
West Ham looked like they had
you can
I know.
literally,
They did.
like, you can literally set up a team to be like balanced but more attacking. Because we have the players to do it. Because now what it's looking like, because Ronaldo's now scored in 2 games now, or 3 games. Now what's looking like is that if he isn't scoring,
We're not gonna
we're
win.
not gonna get any goals.
Yeah.
And this is the nonsense that I was afraid of. It's because now it's like if Ronaldo doesn't score, who's gonna score? But we have guys that can actually score.
We do.
We have guys that
All-round
can score.
players.
But now is that are these men gonna be thinking? Let's just let big man do the.
I don't even think so, you know, because yesterday Greenwood was still out here trying to make things happen. Also, we got
Surprised he
subbed off,
didn't get a goal.
He's
Yeah.
still thinking it, but I feel like it's too early to say that, like what you were saying, because even like the first game, Bearman scored. All the attackers looked like they were on job, whatever. Lingard came on yesterday and scored as well.
What
So
a
I still,
goal,
and
by
it was
the
a
way.
great finish as
Oh
well.
my
So
goodness.
I still do feel like other guys still have the incentive to score. But back to Ollie, yeah, it's Ollie out because I still don't feel like this guy tactically I don't feel like he's a manager. I feel
about
like
it.
maybe he can be backroom staff,
Bring it home.
motivator,
Bring
he
it
can
home.
do that. But for you to manage, even in-game management, is so
Impossible.
poor. It's so
Facts.
poor, and that's why, yeah, when you get to the what do you call it, the knockout games or whatever, all these competitions, that's why we lose. That's why we lose because he doesn't know how to manage.
We
bruv.
may not even see it through Champions League, you know.
It's
Bruv.
true.
Wait, let me tell you why. No, last season,
One game.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won every group game. He only needed 1 game to
Out
draw.
of 3.
Just to go
He
through.
won the first 3.
Do you know what he did? He lost every single one game, every
how
single
mad that
of
is.
those games
Deep how-
to go
deep
into
how mad that
Europa.
is.
I'm sorry, man.
Deep how mad that is.
Listen, all I'm just saying now, like, and this is respectfully, United, if you man want to progress,
Damn.
yeah,
This is mad.
Wow.
Big Daddy Warbucks and Sir Alex Ferguson has to tell young Annie, big man, this is not the time for you. Go back on the streets, B.
It's hard. It's
Go back
harsh,
on the
but
streets.
that's the rules.
Go back on the
mad.
streets, B.
That's the
mad.
rules. It's harsh,
That's
but that's
mad.
the rules.
Because let me tell you something. We have to win something this
No,
season.
we have to.
We do.
We have to.
We do.
We have
We
to.
do.
I don't think they understand.
No, we have to. We have to. We actually have to. We actually have to.
We do.
This season,
This season.
We have to.
if you guys, if you see, listen
have
to
to-
my
can't be
words for your
trophyless.
sake. I know it's
Nah,
if
we have to.
Harry Maguire does not pick up a trophy this
This season.
Ole Gunnar month
Has
to
to go.
Solskjaer,
Yeah, yeah,
he
he
has
has
to
to. He
already
can't
be out the
survive.
door.
Yeah,
And
he
I
can't
hear that.
survive.
Because
He
that's
has
why,
to
from
go.
when I said it on the basis of it's standard. I don't know how much the Champions League is like for you to win. Because again, you started off wrong. It's not. It's difficult. But
you see the league
away
thing.
game tie. You've lost, and there always are challenging teams. There's certain teams in the European competition, they're bogey. But
but
the
you see that
league,
team-
I believe the league is not going to be easy for you. Like, I already said it's going to be tight because Chelsea are up there, Liverpool's up there, and City won't be far away. They're going to be drawing games at Southampton, joking.
Nah,
but
man, these
I
man
am
have
so
to-
confident in you lot in the league because that league is basically you lot. It's for you lot to give away.
No, it's not.
I'm not
No, it's not.
confident
It's
in the
not.
league.
It's
Have
not.
you seen our next five games?
I'm not confident in the league. No, it is.
coming
For
at
me,
you
Aston
with them.
Villa, Everton,
Beatable,
City,
beatable.
Spurs, Liverpool.
You can beat them. Oh,
All
thank you
five
very
of those
much.
games.
Thank you, Big J. Thank you, Big
no,
J.
Shakes.
Yeah.
No, Shakes.
No,
can.
we can, but I'm saying will we?
No, that's
Will
no,
we?
see,
Find out
now,
next
that's the
week on Channel
question.
Z,
That's
it's
the
okay.
question.
That's
Because
fine.
this is my thing. When is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to wake up and be like, actually, you know what? Let me actually try being more attacking. Because
Fam.
when
Plays for our
what
strengths.
game did we play against? Was it the first game of the season? Sorry, where you was actually attacking.
4 goals. 4 goals.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Against in
And
the first
you
game you were
shouldn't have
attacking. The game that against when Ronaldo came back and scored 2, we were somewhat attacking and it was flowing. So my thing is, why are you trying to change every system?
You know what disappointed me the most? When we went down to 10 men against Young Boys and we was just
Flat.
no shots on target, no nothing. No shots, no
It's
nothing.
because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't know how to set up his team when he has 10 men. He doesn't even know, okay, am I going to be doing this or am I going to be doing that? I think he still thinks, let me still leave the team and let me still make my attacking changes and they'll go and do the job. Big man. No way.
No way.
It's like our right back's gone.
Yeah.
That's a big
Exactly.
piece missing.
Come on, do something.
That's a big piece missing, you know.
It is.
So whatever tactic that you've done, for it to look like,
And it's little things like that piss me off about Oli.
and that's what's gonna
Things like
happen
that.
in this league.
Yeah.
Do you get it? That's what's gonna happen in the league.
You know what? I'm glad. I just want to jump in and say it because this is why I was so confident in you lot and what you can do. And again, it's like, okay, we can, but will we? Your problem now, you're right. Okay, it's definitely the management. It's definitely decisions from him because you're sitting on gold mines. Where situations with Wan-Bissaka might happen, but you still got Diego Dalot, and he's to me still a good player.
He's good. Yeah.
But why is these players that are good enough not getting the respect that they deserve where they should be getting minutes? Because players like Van der Beek is a game-changing player.
Yeah.
He's so effective. When you're worrying and thinking, what does Fred bring? Like, you know when you go to a supermarket and you have every intention to go Tesco, Morrison's, you know what you're gonna go buy. And sometimes when you're walking around the aisles, you might see something you like, and you know what? I know what that's gonna do for me. Like raw. I went into Tesco's the other day, and I went to go buy some fruits, but I was like, hold on, I need some cereal bars too. I know what's gonna do for me. So when you're looking at Fred, he's in the supermarket. What does he provide?
No, but man are telling me that Fred is good though. No, but some fans are telling me that he's good.
He pressed.
No, some fans are telling me that. Some fans are telling me that he's good.
So Van der Beek.
Like you know when when he has a good game, everyone's like, oh, Fred has done this and that.
What? There's have you hand on heart? I know you will never chat shit to me. You know people that comes to you and say this,
Fred is good.
this
They were there.
catastrophe
They were
and
there.
imbecile lies.
Because me and Sam were involved in a conversation.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there. We were involved in a
You was
conversation
with
with
them.
some
Hold on.
United fans.
So wait.
They're
So
the
the
same
first
fans
time
that
the
tell
man
you
can
they
actually
don't
back
want Pogba.
evidence.
I don't trust them.
The man can finally back evidence
man
and
that tell
say,
you they
yes,
don't
this
want
happened,
Pogba.
and I can prove it. So what happened to this Lingard thing? Why is he not back able to give you evidence about it?
Okay, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm playing. Sorry, I'm playing. I didn't have to do that. Come back to the topic.
I don't know.
No, but look, do you know why I said that? Because Fred is like no one needs.
You know, all I can think of,
been in your team for
all I can
time,
think
you
of,
know.
in training, he must be doing a mazza.
Bro, yeah.
For him to be starting
Running
in
up and
training,
down.
he must be
Running
doing
up
the
and down.
craziest
And Donny Van de Beek
rondos.
must be doing something that's
Nothing.
See you
wrong.
rondos? He must be going
The big
ham.
must not be turning up to training at all, bruv.
But this is why I don't know what it is because I grew up on Ajax. Ajax is my third team after Palace and Arsenal. Bruv, Van der Beek.
Palace?
I'll explain. What's wrong? I'm from South London. I love Palace.
No.
Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this?
Speak. I'm saying.
Van der Beek, yeah. I've grown up, I watched that, but I feel like I'm his uncle. And for me, I've never understood why. Okay, the move to Man United at first, I was questioning it because I know what happens.
So was
to certain
I.
players.
Yeah.
So It didn't make sense at the time.
I didn't even expect it.
You've been doing so well. You progressed with the club, and then I thought, oh yeah, let's wake up. This is what happens. Star players at clubs, they tend to make a move, and they would go to a club that's much higher. So I'm thinking, cool. At the time, yeah, this kind of makes sense. Okay, Man United do need a player in that position because it's just tactically smart. But since he's come, he's not been tactically used. He's not been used in a way that fans who have vocally said it and it's physically shown. Like, why is he not changing up the scenery?
Berbatov says something, I think today or a couple of days ago.
Well, shout out to Burbs. What's
he
on?
He goes, this is what happens when a club signs players just to please the fans.
Ooh.
But to be honest, wait, hold on. Wait.
You're gonna say what fan asked for Van der Beek?
What fans was asking for Van der Beek?
No,
I don't
asking
remember.
for Van der Beek. We was asking for players.
And you know what?
So we just
and
need to sign.
At the time they signed him. You're right. No, you're both right.
No, wait.
You're both right. You know
At the time,
you lot as fans. No, listen. No.
Let me shut this down.
Thank you. Did he give us the players they wanted? Because they got Van der Beek and then got Cavani on a loan thing to the end of the season. The guy that was on, that was a free agent.
Because you see Bruno, we were meant to get Bruno, I swear 2 years ago. Van der Beek, I did not hear one pim about Van der Beek's name. So my thing is that you lot were panicking, thinking, what if Bruno doesn't come? We need to go and get Donny Van der Beek. But because everything planned out, it's like, well, you know what? We've got someone from Ajax. Number one, my man Van der Sar said that this kid can play anywhere. So Van der Sar, he's a trusty United legend. So let's get me. Van der Sar's the director at Ajax. So the man said, oh, yeah, cool, we'll bring him in. We'll bring him in. And now look, you're now letting someone that was first team, you know, who just come to now make him look like he's what's it, Wall Prowse.
But you know what it reminds me of? Remember when Tony Pulis had Nabry?
Yes,
that's what it reminds me of, and it's just misusing him. Just had him on the bench. Blah,
anyhow,
blah, blah.
And till this day, I keep seeing this media. I keep seeing the media mention that like Serge Gnabry was at West Brom and Tony Pulis doesn't know why man was there because the player I had isn't the player he is now, and he obviously
that's what Solskjaer's gonna say that same thing when
but
Van der
I
Beek
don't
goes.
get how he can, because Van der Beek, I know he's a great training player and I know he's a great professional. I know he's a great talent. So what I was trying to say was at the time, I know you as fans were asking for a CM, and obviously the problem was, like, Bruno Fernandes was playing in a position where he could play 3-role CM, or he naturally is a 10 that would be inside forward, like not wide man, but more like wide midfielder inside.
Like what Pogba's doing now.
Yeah. But you know what? How Bernardo Silva plays.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. But my thing with Van der Beek, solely because I'm really adamant on this, because I don't get it. Like, he's such a great player, such a talent. The things he can do, the things he genuinely can do.
Donny Van der Beek chilling on this bench is making no sense. It's not making any sense to me, and I think maybe the staff as well have to start asking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like, bro, like, what's going on? Are we going to use this young talent?
The thing is, he started, innit, for young boys, innit? Did he?
Yeah. But again, we can't. Even if he has a bad game against young boys, I'm not gonna now say, oh, this is why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't play. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not warmed up.
Yeah. Do you understand? Just like when they've asked Mark Noble to go and take penalty as a sub, and he's come to me.
You know, I hate that.
Come on, man.
You know what? That I was actually trying to avoid. But you know, I'm going to talk on it briefly. I really think it's stupid that managers are making it known and visibly shown that in the last minute in a game, you bring on your recognisable player who would take pens to take a pen, like you don't have your talisman or your best player.
That should show, if I was disgusting. As a player, you know that I'll be absolutely livid.
Burning.
Because that means as a manager, you're telling me that you don't trust no one
else.
This pitch that's playing 11 and South right now.
I don't think it's that, you know. I feel like he just trusts someone more.
It is that.
I feel like he just trusts him.
Say you're Declan Rice.
Come on.
Say you're Declan Rice. Yeah. You picked up that ball. You're going to the penalty spot. And big man said, no.
He turns to his right and sees that.
How do you feel?
Wait, Jerry, furthermore, because I swear Declan Rice was the penalty taker.
Yeah, he picked up the ball.
I remember when Lingard was on loan and Lingard wanted to take the penalty.
He took it off of him.
Because why? Because he was skipper at the time, and they said, "Big man, I don't want to do this, but I'm a skipper." Yeah. So if Declan Rice is skipper, let Declan Rice take it.
I hear that. He missed, so he can't defend him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he missed.
It's mad.
Like, I genuinely don't approve of it because I'm just before I was gonna say I had to look back to remind myself, like, was there genuinely a need for it? And of course not, because they still had Declan Rice on the field, they still had Suchek on the field, they still had Benrahma still on.
Yeah, Benrahma
got stopped off by Lanzini. So that's
But you know what's mad though? I hear why David Moyes did it.
No,
a man hasn't missed a penalty since 2016.
And he's worked for him
and
before
look
as
what
well.
you've
bringing
done.
him off as
2021.
well.
You ain't missed a penalty since 2016.
Look what you've done.
Come and take it.
That's what you've done.
That's the thing.
That's what you've done. But you see what you're doing. I get it. But listen to the scenario. At the time that was the case, Mark Noble was a starting player.
Yeah, now
He's not a starting player. He's actually coming off his.
But at the same time, he's still come
Where
on to
I've
take his
noticed,
place, though.
because Sammy made it very clear, it's like, raw, you don't put the trust in me. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, Mark Noble compared to Declan Rice is going to put that way. And if he misses, he misses because he hasn't had enough chance or opportunity because Mr. Mark Noble's been taking the penalties. So if you give the chance to Suchek,
let them build their experience.
Rice has got he's got a decent strike on him. Like, bruv. If Mikel Antonio was on that pitch, I would have been vexed if he didn't give it to him. You get it? I don't agree that the manager did that because I've seen it 20 times. You should not be bringing on your player at that time in the game as well.
David De Gea's crap at saving penalties.
Exactly.
And look what he did. And this is what I was going to say to you.
I can't lie.
David De Gea's confidence is coming out.
No, I think when Ronaldo said,
it's gone.
I'm trying to win something.
We're doing extra training.
You need to wake up now. I need that David De Gea of old. I need that 2013 David De Gea, bro. That shot
They never played together, did they?
No.
That's the maddest thing.
Exactly.
That's the maddest thing.
But sometimes you have to let people know. Do you know who you was in 2013? You were that guy. You need to resurface that man.
So quickly, yeah? Because this isn't going to be too much into it, but I'm just curious. Because my cousin mentioned this to me the other day, and I thought, hold on. I wonder if the man then would ever agree to this. Because it's their boy. And the other guy I'm going to mention was their boy. And I see the similarities, South, tricksters, direct, wingers, right, left, do it. Ballers. And you know me, Uncle Pastor, Chins, we love ballers. Guys, is Sancho going to be the next Zaha?
Oh, you're taking the
Don't do that.
Guys, don't do that. Don't do that.
We don't do
Guys,
that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, you're man of too much disrespect on Sanchez's name, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, man.
You lot are forgetting who Jadon Sancho is or was.
No,
Everyone forget or was or whatever. But I'm just talking about in terms of when he first come onto the scene. Remember he was like 19, 20, and everyone forgets that he wasn't even playing academy. He was playing first team football. Everyone forgets. Everyone forgets that he was one of the most assist top man in Europe.
Yeah, his contribution.
He was doing bits.
His contribution numbers.
Now, clearly, and I've heard Donny van der Beek say it on Rio Ferdinand's thing when they're asking him about the difference between the Dutch league and the Prem, and he said that and intensity. So clearly, the other leagues they might be good and whatever, but they're not as intense or as fast as the Prem is. And we have seen Donny van der Beek get stronger and get more bulkier. Do you understand? So therefore, clearly, you have to allow Sancho to maybe a year just to get used to the Prem. Now, I'm not really going to judge him that much until maybe next season to give a real proper okay, now you've been here a year now, you kind of know what you have to do. Do you have to now bulk up a bit? Cool, but to now say, is he going to be another Zaha? That's taking the mick.
That's mad.
That's taking the mick.
Just remember, I didn't say it. I'm asking him.
Who said it?
My cousin.
Okay, but on what grounds do they believe?
Did you hear the grounds?
They're both from South.
They're both from South. They're both wingers.
United.
They both got skills.
He's not actually a massive fan of Sancho anyway.
You know what? Let me tell you something about Zaha, yeah?
Go on.
You know, if Sir Alex Ferguson didn't retire the year when he came back, I honestly would have believed 100%. That he would have turned Zaha into a world beater.
100%. I've got no doubts. I won't even lie. I've actually got no doubts about that.
I won't lie to
you. Honestly. Honestly.
I won't lie to you. Because you have to remember, at the time, I know what he was trying to do, and then he still had Van Persie, or did he have Van Persie?
Van Persie was there.
Yeah, he had Van Persie them times. So can you imagine if he had come back from Crystal Palace on loan, and then now started to come and work? But by that time, Ferguson had gone. But to now come and now do the whole Sancho Zaha thing, I think that's a big disrespect on Sancho's part, man.
Fam, just needs time to adjust.
Why not on Zaha's part?
Zaha didn't go Dortmund and play Champions League and that or win league.
The question is, has Zaha even ever played in Champions League? My friend, please.
Even in Europe.
In Europe, hasn't even played in Europe. All he's doing is playing Carling Cup and FA Cup week in, week out. Allow me, man.
Like I mentioned in a previous episode, and I'm gonna double check with you, because you was adamant what I said was bogus. But do you think that Zaha's capable of playing in European football? Do you think he'd be good if he went abroad?
I feel like he can. I feel like he can play in European football.
I don't think he'll bang in Champions League and that, you know.
You don't think so?
You don't think so?
I feel like he can.
Oh, hello.
I feel like he's a defender's worst.
You don't think so?
Like, this guy has shown that. Listen, bruv. If you are trying to mark him, it's impossible, bruv. He can beat any man if he wants to. If he's on it,
but you see the Champions League thing, yeah. You see the Champions League thing. It's techie.
It's very.
It's not just. Yeah, it's not week in, week out where you have man just rash
teams
man
that
just.
England.
Yeah, bro.
When you're before you come out of the group stages and you might get drawn with them.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah,
you are used to.
That's why it will even be even easier for him.
No, I don't
That's why
think
it will be even easier for him. They don't know who he is. When he comes and shows them Wilfred. Bruv,
I don't think
I'm telling you, that guy is a problem.
But you know what it is, yeah?
He's a problem.
Alright, but you know why we're saying this? Because Wilfred Zaha is allowed to do whatever he likes at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that if he went to go to an Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, any top 6 club, I don't think he will thrive.
I feel like he would. I feel like he would definitely.
No, but I think that he will. No, but he will. No, but
let me tell you this.
No, but he will only thrive.
Shall I tell you where
he will only thrive under a certain manager, under certain managers.
But that's where I was trying to say that in the years I've seen Zaha so far, I don't know when or how he's gonna pick up and just start bagging goals.
Wait,
he's gonna be
you man, tell me what year when you saw Zaha when he played that you thought, you know what? Give him a couple of years, he might be a sick player, or we might be saying he's a world class.
I think he's a sick player.
He's a very good player, but he's not on the.
And I feel like he's only held back by his club, honestly. I feel like the only thing holding him back is his
How dare you?
No,
I think holding him back is Palace.
Honestly,
how dare you?
Every year he comes out.
Let me tell you why, yeah? Let me tell you why. Because he's playing with flipping Benteke.
Is that his fault?
He's playing with. Wait.
That's 10 assists.
He was playing
minus already.
Exactly. That's minus 10. That's minus 10. They had all of these men that don't know how to score.
Overdraft. You're overdrafting.
Wait. Let me ask you this question.
How many times? Wait. Ask me this question before you, man. How many times has Wilfred Zaha asked for a loan? I mean, asked for a transfer request, and no one has come for him?
Because they're doing 100 mil. No one's going to buy it.
Answer the question?
I feel like
they're overpricing him out the market.
I feel like
Jerry.
Wait, Kane. What about Harry Kane? Harry Kane's asked for.
We are not talking about that white man in Tottenham, okay?
Does that mean Kane is not worth it?
Harry Kane's a bags man.
Jerry, let me tell you. Let me be honest with you. Even if Wilfred Zaha was worth, let me tell you something. Even if Wilfred Zaha was worth 45 M's, no top 6 club is picking him, bro.
Yes, they would.
Maybe Arsenal and Spurs. Maybe
they would do. They definitely would do. And United, prior to this season, I would have taken him.
Do you know what?
I would have.
Stop working when you're working and forget about everything.
Wait. No. I just want to ask you, in terms of ability, yeah, forget about the fact that it was at United or whatever, yeah. Before and all this kind of stuff. If you wait, what? No, you don't know what I'm going to ask. All I'm saying is, listen. If last season wasn't even his best season, but if 2 seasons ago, knowing that we needed an attacker, and all of this kind of stuff, Zaha was there. You are not going to go and grab him. Somebody that knows how to play in the Premier League. Somebody that somebody that even when they play against us, we have to think twice. Our defenders have to think twice to defend him.
Let me be honest with you. Sometimes it's bigger than the Prem. No.
Wait, what's your reason?
No.
Yeah, what's
What
your
is your
reason
reason
that you man don't rate Zaha?
Is he not good
I
enough?
didn't say that.
I'm not.
You
Okay.
don't remember what I said to you last
what's
week?
the reason
No, wait.
for
you
not
know
having
what?
him?
No, for
You
me personally,
just
yeah,
said it.
like I'm trying to say, yeah, if the only person that I believe at the time probably would have made him a world beater, so Alex Ferguson. That time it didn't work out for every good reason. Yeah, I just believe that Zaha is a good football player. I don't think he has the minerals to now go past that barrier to try and become
Especially not at his age
world
now.
class or whatever. I just honestly think that Zaha's at a time where you can't really coach him anymore. That he's just gonna go out and do what he wants to do. You can't now come in now.
All
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying,
fair, that's
this
fair.
guy was playing on the Roy Hodgson. Obviously, he's not going to fulfill that potential. But I'm
James,
telling you,
how many times has Zaha asked for a transfer request?
listen.
How many times? What players
Honestly,
have come?
I feel like that whole thing.
Jerry,
I feel
you should
like
deep it.
no, wait.
No.
When he
That
asked
one,
for a
no,
transfer
like,
request,
no,
you haven't
listen.
come back for him.
No, I feel
How
like that one.
has United come back for Zaha?
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah, but we ain't come back for the pie. We ain't come back for
Because
Bale.
let me tell you why. Because them man are not United players. Let's be real.
But the pie ain't shit.
No, I'm not saying that he is, but again, just like Lukaku. Lukaku's not shit, but he's not a United player. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get you. I
Even
get
when you
you.
say United player, I just feel like it
No,
just didn't
but
work
you
out
know
at that
who
time.
United player
I
is,
don't feel
man.
like it
No,
worked out.
Jays, you know who
Because
United player is.
but wait. Why is Zaha not a United player?
You know what
in his
United
game?
player is,
No, wait,
man.
no, wait. Look at
He's
Zaha.
standing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look
Okay,
at Zaha,
okay, wait,
yeah,
wait,
and tell
okay,
me why
wait, let
Zaha's
me-
not
let
a
me
United
tell you
player.
No, for
Deep
his
Zaha.
position, he's
Well,
not a United
he's
player.
not,
Because that
bro.
position, yeah, it belongs to the
not.
creme de la creme at United.
Look,
Okay,
or even at best, yeah, someone that you see someone like even Javier Hernandez. I remember what he even said last week. He said the way Alex Ferguson treated him and his family, that he was prepared to throw up on the pitch if he had to. Now let me tell you something. I don't honestly think that Zaha is prepared at the time to break his back to win a championship. He's at Man
I feel
United.
like
No,
correct
Shegs,
management.
he's at
Under correct
United where you
management.
have to win something.
I feel like
at the
correct
time as well,
management.
you have to win something. So me personally, I honestly think that if he had come to United at the time, I don't think he would have been forthcoming to learn. And Sir Alex Ferguson needs men that are willing to learn, that are willing to run
That's why
for
I feel
him.
like- I feel- and that's what I'm
attitude
saying.
problem, you know.
That's the thing, and that's the
Exactly.
reason, that's the reason why you're saying the big clubs didn't go for it.
Okay,
But
then.
in terms of ability-wise, in terms of raw ability, I feel like he can be in any of them. It just takes a manager that's willing to work with you.
To be honest,
I feel
Zaha
like-
has barely has any end product. Really
He
and
does have
truly.
end products, but at the same time, he's
More
not
than
meant to be
15
fair.
league goals
Yes,
ever.
he hasn't. Yeah.
So
He
then
hasn't.
what
No,
impact
wait,
are you
wait,
talking
wait,
about
wait,
then?
wait, Let me say something. Let me say something. Wait. Let me say something. Yeah.
Let's go.
Number one, wait,
Someone
wait,
get up his
wait.
assist.
Wait.
Don't-
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's because of
Okay.
the team he's
Go and
playing.
get his
Number one, yeah.
assist.
Wait. Number
That's
one.
why he mentioned
Wait,
Benteke.
listen,
That's why he mentioned
listen.
Benteke.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
many
The
years-
team he's
wait,
playing
how many
with,
years
the
has he
team
been
that
at
he's
Crystal
playing.
Palace when he came back? How many years has he been at Crystal Palace
He's been
now?
at Palace like 6-7 years.
And if his assist is shit, Shakes, I don't want to hear
He's Listen, who is he assisting though? Do you know how many chances have been put on a plate for someone like Christian Benteke, Ayew, all of these dead ballers? Respectfully. He's not even respectfully, disrespectfully, bruv. You can't just go and
How dare I was about to ask you about you. Don't say Jordan Ayew's name in my present to try to be respect. That man needs to go.
Wait,
No, get
I'm
this.
wait.
No,
That's what I'm
no,
saying.
no.
Who is he assisting? Who is he assisting?
Shakes,
Because
you know that-
I've seen nobody can tell me that bruv, you can pick
Shakes,
up
you know that
any-
Zaha
I
has
can
been
pick
at
up any
Crystal Palace his
single
whole life,
Palace
basically.
game. I can
No,
pick up-
Shakes,
wait.
Shakes. You know
What
that
I'm saying.
Zaha
What I'm
has
saying.
been at his Crystal Palace his whole life, basically. The only club that he's left to come for
That's why
Crystal
I said
Palace
he's
is United.
He's limited by his team.
Then he
I'm
went
telling
back.
you, he's limited by his team
went
because
back.
who else in that team?
Bobo, can you
Who
please
else
say
on that
his
team?
stats?
Who else on that team is
Can't
on
lie,
his
he must
level?
be kicking himself, for not
Before even
taking
last
that
season,
United
before
chance.
even last, who's on his level? Who's on his level?
No,
Was he not carrying that team on his back?
This is more than
Literally just
Shakes,
him.
This is more than sometimes.
Literally
Sometimes,
just
you know,
him.
sometimes in life,
Fam,
yeah,
why are
it's
you
more
restricted?
It's more
I don't know
than.
how we can have this
it's more than
argument
who. It's more than sometimes.
No, you can't say that
Bro,
because
it
no
is.
wait, because wait, if we're going to say the same thing for like when Pogba is not performing and say yeah, to an extent it's based on the team as well. How can we
did say that.
We did say that.
Exactly.
that.
But we
No,
did say
that's what
that.
I'm saying. And so how can you now disregard the argument for someone like Zaha where
Because-
everyone knows his team?
Wait,
literally
so
everybody
every
is
year,
dead.
so every year that he's since 2013.
No, but he's banged though.
That since
He's done his thing.
barely. He's
No,
barely
he's
banged.
most seasons, yeah. Zaha will get 10 goals and a couple assists or something like that.
Zaha's had the most goals and most assists, please.
It's
only been one.
Wait,
It's only been one, you know.
For what, in the Prem?
In the
Obviously,
Prem.
He's not going to do it in the Prem. That's what I'm saying. It's the team. Wait. I'm so confused right now.
No,
I'm
you
so
are confused.
confused
What
right
you're
now.
saying is confusing.
I'm so confused right now.
Lingard, as a player, he's good. He's talented. And I think it's weird that we're only recognising it now. No one's
recognising it now, personally. The only thing with Lingard's thing is, I'm going to keep on saying it. Jesse Lingard, I've always been saying it from time ago. I don't even know why Shegs thought that I've always got into the thing.
That's why he's not got the evidence.
I can remember, cause I remember saying Jesse Lingard is the type of player that you will always want in your team because he listens to instructions and he's a very good footballer. The only thing at times with him is he's very inconsistent. Kind of thing. And I think sometimes that maybe he might let things outside of football get to him a lot more. You understand what I'm trying to say? When he went to West Ham, he mashed it up. Now he's coming back to United playing in a very amazing team. He has to step up. He has no option but to step up. It's not that to say, can Jesse Lingard scoring goals now? Why is that? No, we all know why that is. Because he's playing with Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Cavani, Mason Greenwood, Rashford. These are all players that we're all expecting 10 out of 10s from. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you're playing for United and you're not putting a 10 out of 10 performance or trying to, then why are you at United?
Come on, that makes sense. That makes sense. But my point with bringing him up is, considering what you said, do you think that he deserves to be a England regular and an England starter again?
I feel like he'll have to prove himself a little bit more. Now he is in the question because he's been playing well consistently and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like first he even needs to establish himself in this United team.
Yeah, before he thinks about England.
Yeah,
true.
Facts. Because
who is he even competing for in that position?
To be honest,
no, England.
Oh, in England?
Yeah.
Sterling,
Grealish,
Sancho, Grealish.
I can't lie to you.
It's weird.
He's not really competing with any of them.
No, he is.
He is in terms of the spot.
Jesse Lingard brings something that the other
different. Yeah,
that the other wingers don't. That's goals and big time player. Their man don't do that. Apart from the only person that does it is Sterling. If we're gonna be really honest,
I can't lie. Lingard's kind of clutch.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He
Lingard is a clutch player. That's why it hurts.
I was saying, I think Lingard. I was even saying it to one of my boys. I think yesterday, a couple of days ago. I think Lingard is a much more of a bigger player than Marcus Rashford.
Facts.
Yeah, when it comes to finals, and Lingard's bag.
Wait, I'm hearing. And every day is you, Shego.
Shaggington.
I mean, is he though?
Are you not?
Is he though?
He's tired.
Is he though?
Okay,
I think Rashford's one's only been PSG.
And the odd debuts when you're scoring on his debut.
But
Lingard because finals against who was we playing against? That we won FA Cup in. He scored that sick banger. Come on, bro, stop it.
Lingard's been a bad boy.
He's been a bad boy.
And I feel he just deserves.
And everybody's thing is you've got me defending Lingard like this. I'm not even a Lingard man like that. That's the maddest thing. I'm not even a Lingard man like that.
I want him at my club.
I like him because I think he's a very good footballer. But I just think that now he has to step up.
Why do I have to want dancers? And I want players that will play, dedicate, performers, good professionals. Huh? I like players that perform. Huh? Give you goals, assists. Huh? So now this guy, he's drained. Like you can tell, I'm drained. Okay, I'm flabbergasted. I'm upset. I can't believe the things that this nonsense man has led me. But firstly, before we end it beautifully, you need to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this beautiful place. And this visuals go out as always. But the one thing I've got to remind you guys, stay on our social media as well, on our Twitter and our Instagram account. We're gonna do a few things that relate to a thing called the Backpage Accumulator, and that is a chance for you guys. If we put on an accumulator and the money comes in, got a little cash prize to give away. So stay tuned for more. This week's episode has been fun. It's been amazing. Shaggington, I'm tired of you.
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired of you.
Yeah.
Tired of Shaggy.
I'm gonna double your rent.
I'm
gonna double your rent.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone on
this
the
week,
left side,
I was on your team.
Even to the point, where I even told him shut up in a violent way, like I don't want to attack him, bro. Can you imagine?
Listen. Fam.
Like that, shut up.
Even me, I want to apologize and say I didn't mean it in the way I even said it.
Listen, all I'm saying is
I was on your team today, boy.
thank you.
But as always, I've always got to just end it on a brighter note. Just to remind everybody that Martial is now the ugliest man in the Premier League with no hair. The league with no hair.